when you guys ask me questions, it keeps the stream running. Because one day I'm going to go out there and not find a bottle. And if it hasn't happened yet, but I don't want that to happen. So again, you could ask anything. So we're going to see what this person, what is in here. We're going to see right now. Okay. Here's what they said. How do I improve my social life? None of my friends ever want to do anything with me. I get that people are busy with jobs and their life, but I'm to the point of begging for attention. I try to go out, but I'm not into drinking, and I am either terrified of or angry at people. I don't think it helps that my energy levels are practically non-existent. I'm having such a hard time finding new friends. What are your thoughts? I went too fast, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a fast reader and I was going slowly. From DC. Well, DC, I'm going to have this keep going so people, if they want to read through it and think their thoughts or whatever about it, you could do that. Find other friends? Oh, you spoke too soon. It's okay. The question was still going. Oh, we have... The type train went to level 3. I thought it was still at level 1. Thank you, guys. That was very nice. Thank you. New friends is tough as you get older. Yeah, I don't know how old this person is. They didn't specify their age group or anything like that. But definitely, if you're getting up there in age, it is definitely harder compared to when you're like in high school or college, you know. Plus, with COVID right now, COVID makes things more difficult to find friends. So if this person, they seem to be the type that wants to go out to meet friends and to make friends outside of the home. They say like, I try to go out. So I'm assuming they want to meet people in their area. Thank you. Woo! Good job, guys. You finished that thing. I appreciate it. Why is this thing not going away? No, go away thing. Okay, there we go. All your closest friends you made in university, not many new ones since then. I'm your friend, Rookie. Okay, so DC. I understand COVID might make this harder for you. Hopefully COVID won't last too much longer. I know lots of people are going out there and they're getting their shots so that way they can live life normally again. So that might help you. Go get the shot. Maybe that will be a start to things. But have you... So you said none of your friends... First off, you're putting your friends in quotes. So are they... like you want them to be your friends, but you don't feel like they are your friends? Like, I don't understand why you put them in quotes.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
Aw, Angel, that is so nice. The best way to get new, trustworthy, and good friends is through my Discord channel. That is very nice, Angel. Yeah, I'm here for you. DC, if you need a friend, talk to me. I'll be your friend. I'll hang out with you. I hang out with people in my Discord hangouts. Sometimes I go in there and I play games, and sometimes people just show up into the Discord and just hang out. They don't have to play the game with us. So you could do that. That's an option. You're worried about your shot? But seriously, have you asked your friends to do things? Because sometimes people may want you to take initiative rather than saying like if you're waiting for them to ask you to hang out, when you have just it's equal right. It goes both ways. You can ask them to hang out just as much as you want them to ask you. Twitch is a great place for making friends. I agree. I've made so many great friends from this place. You got a friend in me. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, you can't... There was a place I went to maybe like 12 years ago, and it was a new place, and at the time, because my kids were really young, I expected people to come to me to be my friend. And someone said like, why don't you, that's not like you. Why aren't you going up to other people to try to get to know them? I was like, you're right. Why am I not doing that? Because that was definitely not like me. I am a people person. So then I started to go up to people like, hey, this is my name. How are you? Nice to meet you. It was like a group where lots of people would go to. So it was like very easy to do. But because I was new, I expected people to come to me. And it's like, no, I could just as easily go to them. So I think that is something that you could start with. Don't be afraid to go up to people to meet them. Don't wait for people to come to you. You feel like you can't trust new people. Well, that's where you have to just slowly learn if they are trustworthy or not. You'll learn who when you interact with them, if they are worth trusting over time. Like, you can't expect to just jump right in and trust them right away. There are some people where it could be that could happen, but not always. It's a weird hang up. But I definitely think also it's really important to once in a while tell your friends like, hey, you know what? I've been feeling really lonely lately and I could use some company. Are you able to talk to me? Because I really need it. And they might be like, you know what? I'll make time for you. Well, maybe later we'll hang out. Like something like that. Just say like, hey, are you free right now? And maybe they'll say no. And if they say no, you have to just accept that and just be like, all right. Well, I hope that we could hang out soon or later, you know, and then don't give up. Or they said, yeah, well, we'll hang out. Just let me know. Just every once in a while, just be like, hey, are you available this time, like in like an hour or something? And maybe they'll be like, you know what? Actually, I am. You never know. At least try. You subconsciously think that they don't want you around. Yeah, you have to, if you want trust, you have to give some away. I do think that trust builds slowly on both sides. Because if you tell someone something, you want someone to actually cherish that. So you have to expect, if someone tells you something, you have to cherish that and understand, like, this is something that they are trusting you with, and you've got to keep that in like a little package tied up with pretty string. You have no idea why you feel that way. If there's anything from your past, Woof Chew, that has to deal with where your trust has been broken, that could be why you have a struggle finding new people to trust. But you can't expect people to be, like, you can't base off every new person off of your past experience, because every person is different. Every experience with that person will be different, you know? So you have to understand that just because you had a bad experience doesn't mean it's going to repeat itself with someone else. There might be a good one out there. You project your own thoughts about you onto them. I mean, that's what friends are supposed to do, right? They're supposed to say like, hey, I'm going through this right now. You have to be okay being told no. Yes. So that's why I said, like, if they say no, I can't hang out with you, you have to accept it. Yeah. Definitely doesn't mean that they don't want to be your friend. It's just that, you know, maybe they have things they're doing. There's a C.S. Lewis quote you learned recently. This thing that they say about being terrified or angry at people. Oh, you do have an idea. Okay. Look at that. Maggie says she'll be your friend. Woof Chew, look at this. People are willing to be your friend. So if you're terrified or angry at people, so this is like, the question is why? Why are you terrified or angry at people? Again, like I just said to Woof Chew, like, if there's something from your past that caused you to feel this way when you interact with people, you need to let those things go and know that it's not going to be that way for every situation. So you need to find out what makes you feel that way. You need to try to learn and understand that there's some reason why you're feeling this way and why you act this way. Like, why are you terrified of people? Why are you angry at people? What gets you to that spot? How do you think you could try to not feel that way? How do you want to feel when it comes to being with people? So these are questions. Ask yourself questions like the who, what, when, why, how, where questions. All of those, ask them to yourself when you have these feelings. So if you're at a place and you don't want to meet people, you want a friend, but you don't know how to talk to them because maybe you're an introvert or something, and you're just like, I'm really scared. Just be like, what are you scared of? What is the reason for your fear? Is it because you're afraid of being rejected? Is it because you're afraid that people are not going to like you? Everyone, this goes hand in hand with last week's question we had about a friend too, about people being, right? What was the question last week, guys? This is kind of similar. I don't know if this is the same person or not, but we had a friend question last week. When you say that your friends are busy at work or are very busy, you should bear in mind that good friends find time to spend together, because if you're looking for friends to be together, you will end up in nightclubs all the time and with friends that are not very good or that will lead you to bad things. Yeah, there are definitely, you could find good friends. Common interest forums. You could go to Reddit and search interests that you might have and find people that way. That is so true. Reddit has a load of different things you can find, categories. Like, I'm part of a quilting community in Reddit for years now. There's anime. Yeah, exactly. So true. The internet is filled with different places where you can meet people and make friends. And Twitch is one of those places where you could find people to hang out with and interact with. I do think, like, there are some people out there where they're just not good at reaching out to people all the time. You can't expect people to, like, all the time be like, hey, how have you been? Sometimes you have to be that person. Sometimes you have to be like, hey, what have you been up to? Your social anxiety holds you back often, makes you feel awkward, but Twitch has helped you go slow and find friends. That is really good. So yeah, reach out to people, see how they're doing, see how they're feeling. Your friends that you said are your friends. See how their week is. Just every once in a while, be like, hey, how have you been? I literally, one of my best friends and I, every week we message each other, hey, what'd you do this week? Or hey, how's your day going? She usually messages me first because, like, I'll be doing stuff, whatever. Sometimes I'll message her first, but for the most part, she messages me first. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So then we'll have a conversation like, well, this week, this is what I did. So hopefully, if they're a friend, they won't be like, good. They'll explain what about their week was good, why they had a good week, why their week was bad, what they're going through, things that they maybe learned that week. And if they're not good at communicating those things, ask them, like, did you learn anything? What about your week was good? Because then these bring conversations and it brings more trust and more ability to make these friendships grow. You're in a lot of bodybuilding forums? Yeah. That's cool. You're new to Twitch and find it intimidating? Okay. Well, welcome to Twitch. I've been here now almost a year. It's not so intimidating when you start to reach out to people, and people are getting to know you through this chat, for instance, Woofchu. So just, like, continue to come to my stream where you'll see the people that are in my stream chat right now, they've come here many times. I've interacted with them all. So the more you come in here, the more we get to know you, the more, stuff like that.
Hello there.
Berserker. Hello, Berserker. How are you doing today? There's someone that's common here now, too. I played games with him yesterday. So things like that, you're new to Twitch and you've been here for like a month. Warming up to it. Did you get that right? Yeah. Yeah, you got that right. So this person in their question, they said that their friends drink. So for instance, I don't drink, so I relate to that. But
Hello there.
if I have friends that do drink and they say, hey, we want to go to this place, there's going to be alcohol there. I'll be like, okay, well, if that's something you want to do, like, that's cool. You know, it doesn't mean I'm going to drink. Maybe they want to do something where we could both do something together that doesn't involve that. But that doesn't mean I can't go somewhere where they're going to drink, you know? So, like, if you say, well, my friends drink, is that an excuse to not hang out with them? Because if it's something they want to do, at least be there with them so you could talk and have a good time with them. You don't have to drink. But if it's like where maybe you are in recovery from an alcohol situation, I don't know, and maybe you can't be in that environment. These are things that your friends should know about and then not try to bring you to. Again, you'll learn the dynamics of your friendships over time. Yeah, you could have a virgin menu stuff. What did Rob do? Oh. Peoria Jack, how are you doing today? Yeah, we've all been new to Twitch. That's right. Exactly. So that's what I mean is like, if you want their company, if you want them to be your friend and they're saying to you, hey, we're going to go to this bar. And you're like, well, but I don't drink. Well, go to the bar with them. You don't have to drink. Hang out with them. They're offering it. So, you know, like you're saying that none of your friends want to do anything. But if they're saying like, hey, we're going to this place, you want to come? Then if you keep saying no, I'm not going to even bother asking this person if I know how they are. I'm not going to, why would I want to invite them? But maybe there's something else that you will find to do with them. So you'll find like what you like to do together, what your interests are that you could talk about. So like I have different friends for different situations and different things that they like to do. So like a lot of my best friends, they don't play video games. They're like, why would I do that? Not my thing. So I don't ask them to play video games. But we'll have other things that we have in common or that we'll talk about. So that's what I mean, is that you find different things that you can do with different people. You recently quit drinking, so you understand? Well, congratulations. I'm sure that was very difficult to do. What scares you a bit? Hold on. Yeah, I agree. I don't like to hang out with drunk people either, but for instance, I could tell a story. I have a friend. I was the person that she would go to when she was drunk to help her. So she knew I didn't like that, but she knew she could trust me. So she had her drinking friends and she had me to help her out with situations involving her drinking. So you might have that. So like when she would hang out, so that's why I could relate to this. Like she'd hang out doing stuff with those people and she wouldn't invite me, but we did lots of other stuff together. You know? So like, but if she had a situation, she knew she could come to me. And it's because I chose not to go to those situations. If she asked me, I probably would have gone, but I chose not to at the same time, like, because I'm like, I don't want to be in that environment. So it's just, you find a balance for what you like to be around. I had been around there a couple times when they were drinking, and it just wasn't my thing, but I would be there, you know? But like I said, we find other common grounds and common things. Like we used to go on adventures, driving around New Jersey, finding weird stuff. So like Weird New Jersey we mentioned earlier, I used to go with this person all over the place just driving. I drive her everywhere. I'd be like, where do you want to go? She's like, just drive. And I'd be like, cool, let's go. And she's the only person I ever did that with. Only person. And that was our thing, to just explore. We found a llama farm together. We're like, what is this here? Obi Burkenobi, how are you doing? Yeah, Rhapsody played Prey last night. That's right. Oh yeah, this friend. We don't have to say which friend this was, but yeah. Yeah, he knows which friend. And I love this friend. So that's what I mean. Like, you just find different things that you like to do together. Like, seriously. So this person, they're having a hard time finding a friend. When you get to know someone, you find out what they like to do.
Hello there.
Oh yeah, his Miss books. Yeah, he liked talking about that. It's true. So you were talking also, where is it? Your energy levels. Okay. So DC. I'm answering this question to DC. You want to find ways to boost your energy. So, sunshine. We mentioned at some point, oh no, you know what it was? It was when I was gaming on a stream recently, talking about a walking group. You could find walking groups online. Maybe you could go walking with people and find a walking buddy or something like that. Sunshine, go for walks outside. You know, you need that. That would be an energy boost where you could get to know people while walking. You get to have energy that way. Maybe you should, find what will boost your energy. Maybe you need some naps or vitamins or the right foods to eat. Yeah, so you have artist buddies, workout buddies, comic fan buddies. Exactly. I have like 3 of my best friends are moms and they have multiple kids, more kids than I have. And so like we talk a lot about being parents, but there are some where I have common interests with one that I don't have with another. And then the other one I don't have. So like 3 of my best friends, they all have kids in common with me, but we have interests that are different from the next. So I one that I could talk about about anything with. I could talk about life, every single thing with her. I don't have a worry at all. We could talk about everything. We're very open with each other. That's the friend she's my go-to friend. Then I have the friend that we have some common like weird interests that are really cool, but we can't get into certain conversations and we know which ones not to get into. And then I have one where we don't really have hobbies that are alike, but we have lifestyles that are similar. So we talk about our lifestyles and parenting. And they're all different people, all different best friends that I adore. So you find these people. And I know if all these friends, if I lived near them, since I said all my best friends live more than an hour away now. All of my friends, if they live closer, I used to go on walks with certain friends. I would love to do that. All of these friends would do that with me if I asked them. Honestly, most of my friends, if I ask them something, they'll be like, hey, I would like to do that. It doesn't hurt to ask. But then they might be like, no, I'm too busy or I can't do that. And then you have to go, no problem. If you have chronic illness, there's not much to do about the energy levels. That's true. Yep. But I think that's also something like if you see that someone else has an interest, this is what I tell my sons all the time, actually, guys. So my sons, they are very, very into Minecraft. Very much so. It's like they only want to talk about video games and video game music and Minecraft. That's like all they want to talk about. And it's lovely. That's what they're into. There's nothing wrong with that. But one of them, he's going to be going to public school and I've homeschooled them their whole lives. And I said to him recently, you're going to have to get to know other people and ask them questions and try to learn about them and be interested in what they want to do and interested in their things that they are into. You can't just expect to say whatever you want and expect them to be into that too. So, and it's okay to have differing opinions, different interests, but enjoy those things that they are into. So like Pepperwinkle, I have been in Discords with her where she's drawing and she'll like show me them and I just am in awe of her art and I'll just watch her. And I'm not that good at art compared to her at all. But I love that I can be a part of her interest by watching and just being there as a support. I don't have to be an amazing artist to be her friend, you know? So that's what I mean. Just find things that maybe you both are just new to. Be like, hey, do you want to try this out? So like before, I mentioned when we were learning about Estonia, there was the like sun. What was that I said it was? They were like surfing, but they were standing on it. And I was like, I would love to try that. And people were talking about kayaking before. Be like, hey, you want to try kayaking with me? Or, hey, you want to go bowling with me? And they might be like, you know what? I've never bowled. Sure, I'll try it. You know, maybe, hey, you want to go horseback riding? I know you've never been on a horse, but maybe you want to try it? Sure. You never know. Ask, try new things together. Or maybe you both are like, hey, you know what? I found a place where you can make like clay pots. Do you want to check it out with me and try it? I mean, I don't know if I'll be good at it, but maybe you want to try it. And they might be like, sure. Just ask. You have art requirement levels for your friends' menagerie. Oh. That's so funny. That's what having a mom is like. Yeah, it's good to learn new things. Just try to get to know people and where they are and what they're into. So this person, they said they seem like they're having a hard time finding a friend, but have you really tried everything? So I just gave you a whole bunch of options that you could try. Have you tried everything? Have you really tried? Like, you say you're trying to find friends, but like, how have you tried? What are the ways you're trying? And if you feel like a certain way that you've tried isn't working, see what else you could try. You can't force anyone to be your friend. Don't expect that. And that's what I've also told my children. You can't expect someone to want to be your friend right when you meet them. But maybe it will happen. My oldest friend, been my best friend since the day I met her. But we had times in our friendship where we weren't as close, but we always knew we cared about each other. So that's the thing. Like there are certain parts in our friendship where we didn't have the same classes, so we didn't see each other as much. But we had like that spirit within us that still felt the connection and drive that all these years later, we've grown even more deeply as friends. Even though we had like maybe a year, I switched schools. I didn't see her hardly at all. I saw her like 2 or 3 times in a year that year that I switched schools. And it was okay. We're still really close. So you'll learn that there are times when you have closeness and times you won't. And sometimes there are seasonal friends where you'll have them for just a moment. And you have to know if those moments come across your life, if you will be the one to reach out to them to keep it going. So all of my friends, if I see that certain friends of mine, I haven't talked to them in a while, I go, I got to talk to this person because I don't want them to be a seasonal friend. I want to stay in touch with them. I want to still be close with them. So you have to make the effort to do that because you don't want to fall out of a friendship or just be like, we just haven't talked. But then, hey, Small, thank you so much for that follow. Some friends are for a reason, some for a season, some are for a lifetime. Yeah. But sometimes your seasonal friends will come back even. There have been times where I've made new friends and like we got along well, but you could tell there was something that wasn't really connecting. Like I felt a lack of a deep connection with some of these people that I thought were becoming my friends. And I was like, this is nice, but I don't know if it's going to be forever. And I hope it will be, but I don't know if it will be. And I've lost touch with those people. There have been some where I've seen them around and we'll talk and it's fine. But there are others where it's like, I don't know what's going on in their life at all. I haven't talked to them in a while. And I'm okay with that. So they were good for the time that they were in my life. But then there are some where there are some friends where I'm like, I do not want to lose this friend ever. Like, I want to hold on to that friendship for life. And that's when I'm like, I really don't know if I'm like trying too hard, because there are some of them where I just really care that much. So you'll find that in life, where some you feel fine with not having to be with them all the time, and then others like you want to be with them all the time. So it's a balance that you're gonna have to figure out for yourself. We all have expectations of our friendships, and we can't expect everyone to make time for us. So this person says, I know they're busy with their jobs and their life, and that they want to beg for attention. So if you know they're busy with their jobs and their life, they're probably stressed out. They're probably worn down. You have to be their friend and say, maybe I need to give them a little bit of space. It's going to be hard. I don't like it, but I need to give them space because it's for their benefit. Even though it's killing me and I want to be with them and hang out with them. That's where you have to be like, hey, please try to make time for me. If you have it, please, because I really enjoy spending time with you. So sometimes it's okay to beg, because if they're your friend, they'll get you. They know how you work, how you function. And they'll be like, okay, I'll try to see what I can do. I'm really, really busy. This one job project. They might talk about these things to you, and you have to be understanding of them and be like, all right, I can relate to a lot of what you've said, because like I said, I have like friends for different things that I like gravitate towards for different portions of my life. So yeah. Everyone enjoys a good movie. Oh, but sometimes it's hard to find time for movies. But, you know, like for instance, Perfect Disaster, Maggie, who's in chat, she asked me recently, because I mentioned the Never-Ending Story in this like stream. One day she's like, hey, can we watch that movie? And I said right away, I'll make time for you right now. Let's do it. That's being a friend, where sometimes you just reach out and say like, hey, I would like to do this. And you don't know what they're going to say. Maybe they'll be like, I just got home. I'm a little tired. Maybe another day. Or you could just be like, yeah. So yeah, that's what you got to do. Aw. Maggie, I love these emotes. These are your new emotes? Aw. So cute. I watched you make these, but I didn't see the finished result. That's so awesome. I like it. You did a great job. Yeah. Guys, go to Maggie's stream, Perfect Disaster. She makes emotes on stream. She just has music, and she uses her finger on her phone and she streams it. And they're amazing. She's so talented. It's really cool to see. You're going to remake some? Video keeps freezing for you? I'm sorry to hear that. There's a little gear. There's chat saying, or a little gear that could choose what type of quality you want to hear me in. That might be a part of it. Otherwise, refresh it. It should be good. It's no problem, Wolfchew. You're fine. You are fine. All right. So my to end this portion, I just want to say, don't stop looking for new friends, even if it's not easy for you to do. I know it's hard. You're having a difficult time. Don't give up. Okay? If you want a friend, you know, when you meet someone, don't just like right away be like, I really need a friend. Will you be my friend? Because it's going to be like, whoa there. Just ask questions. That's how you make friends. Ask questions to start off. Like, hey, what kind of movies do you like? Hey, what kind of music you like? You know, what do you like to do for fun? Or maybe you'll just start talking about different topics that just like go crazy, you know? Maybe you'll say like, hey, what was a favorite childhood memory of yours? So I write a lot of people as a pen pal. You learn so well how to interact and get to know people through writing. And asking questions is the best way to keep a correspondence for years. You just learn to ask questions, and then to say like, hey, how is your month or your week? Like, what have you been up to? Have you gone anywhere? Like, you learn to ask questions. And so asking questions is the best thing you could do to start a friendship, I think, to get to know someone. And to just listen. You ask questions and then you just listen. And then maybe they'll be like, hey, but what about you? You know? I think when you get to know someone, show that you're interested in the person and just want to listen. Maybe they won't ask you a question and you're just there to listen. And you have to accept that. Maybe that's what they need for that moment. That's part of being a friend. You're there for them when they need you. If they know you're lonely, maybe they'll be like, hey, you okay? Then you can talk. Like, no, actually, I'm not doing too well right now. I'm pretty down in the dumps. You know, things like that. What's sad? Oh, your internet, your government messes with your internet. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, guys. The question's done. I hope I answered this person's question well. I know that that was kind of long. So we had 2 weeks of friend questions. If you have more questions about anything,